Now, I do have to ask, and now this is where we get into the good, the juicy details.
Oh, okay.
Is Antietam the most bug-ridden battlefield you've ever been to?
Good Lord, man. Coming from Florida, like I was like, there's no way, like nothing's gonna be buggier than Florida. I went to Antietam for the first time in August. Like I was coming back from Gettysburg. I flew into Dulles, so I was coming back through Antietam, stopped at Antietam, flew up the next day. But I got out of the car. I was like, I I am not prepared for this. I had no bug spray. I had no nothing. They were everywhere.
Yeah, I was actually I don't think we crossed paths, but we were been there about the same amount of time because I was there in August as well. And we were coming back from Ferry, and we weren't going to spend the whole day. They're only about 2 or 3 hours, and I'm like, because I really want to show my friends the Sunken Road. Like, I want to go show them Bloody Lane. That's like that's the part of the Antietam I'm so fascinated by. So we're there, and oh my god, I'm just there. You can see it even in the final product, and there is so much B-roll from that thing people will never see because it is just me going. And all of us just like that. It's like, what did we do? We didn't step on anything, did we? You know, I don't know what it is about Antietam, and I've heard other people say this.
Yeah, and then I went in July. It wasn't as bad. August was terrible, and then in November
Must
it was
be
beautiful.
August. Must be August where they just have a.
And it was no matter where you were at the Sunken Lane, Burnside's Bridge. Like I did a few episodes that day, and my lord. They don't bite, but they were just everywhere.
No, it's like, what did I do to upset these hordes? You know, these benevolent hordes. I don't know.
Yeah, it was wasn't prepared for that. I also wasn't prepared for, again, coming from Florida. You know, obviously in winter the days are a little shorter everywhere, but in the Northeast are a lot shorter than they are in Florida. So I was filming. Again, I landed. I went right to Antietam. I was like, all right, I'll film from 1 to 5. I'll have plenty of time. I'm filming, and it's like barely 4 o'clock, and I'm losing sunlight. I'm like, all right, I didn't anticipate this. 4:15, I can barely see the monuments. I was like, I don't have enough light. Like I didn't anticipate.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that's how you learn. That's part of the YouTube life, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, the farther north, when you get up, especially here in Pennsylvania, where it's like, what weather do you have? Yes. What do you mean? Yes, we have it all. In April, and I don't know if you ever saw this one. I tried to do a video on like the Confederate monuments at Gettysburg, go down Seminary Ridge. We did 2 videos. We did one, which was an earnest documentary about the monuments. Then we did a ranking of the monuments, which was more of a corny, cheesy, us like poking fun at some myths about the Confederacy and just have like I even said like, guys, this isn't meant to be taken seriously, and I am gonna one day do a Union one to balance it out, just like whose monument is the craziest, because some of the stories behind them, when you go into the stories of monuments at Gettysburg on both sides, some of these guys can get very petty, I will say. It's like, my monument's this, no, mine gotta be this big now. No, I can only be here. No, gotta be, and it's like, oh my god.
Or how they put themselves a little closer to the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the 11th Mississippi, no, the 26th North Carolina, no, we're this close. It's like
there was a full court case involving the 72nd PA because there's right up the angle. Well, anyways, we went out there and filming, and it was pouring, like April rain pouring. So if you watch that Confederate monument retracing history, you'll notice it's very differently formatted. There is no videos of me on site because it was just coming down. But what was so funny was I'd anticipated it was going to be a washout the whole weekend. And I'm like, I'm not letting this spoil my fun. So I got my duck boots out. I had everything ready to go in the car. My poor friend, a humble collector, he was actually the one driving that day. And he didn't understand why I'm packing all the stuff in. Then I get out and I'm like tying boots on. He's like, wait, you're seriously going out there? I'm like, yes, I'm seriously going out there. I am deranged. This is my time and I'm not going to waste it. So unfortunately, he did not have shoes that were up to the caliber of rain. Nope. He was a trooper and he wanted to stick by me the whole way through it. But one person had dry feet and the other may have had trench foot at the end of that weekend. But, you know, it is what it is. Then the next time we went. Next time it was November this time. And we're on Seminary Ridge again. And now you haven't made, I don't think you've reached my level of nerdom yet, where I went to Gettysburg to document nothing from 1863, but the 1922 Marine maneuvers that occurred there. because I've reached that point. So we're on Seminary Ridge talking about it. And I filmed very briefly a moment where I'm like, so here I am by the North Carolina monument. I was here 6 months ago. It was pouring rain when I was supposed to talk about this. Now I'm here and it's beautiful out. I am not here to talk about the North Carolina monument. Anyways.
That's usually how it goes.
It really is. I never have. You could probably count the number of times both of us have had like sunny weather to film on like both hands.
Yeah.
Just, at least for me, it seems like every time I plan something, weather goes kaput.
I think majority of the time I've been pretty fortunate. The Alessi reenactment was rainy, but my problem is like on my maybe it was my first trip to Gettysburg. Before I was leaving, I was just kind of driving through, came across Coster Avenue, empty, did like a quick 10 minutes just to take in the site. And then when I came back, I was like, I'm going to film there. So I came back with an episode ready to go. There was 30 people on Coster Avenue.
What are the odds?
Exactly. And I had to sit there and wait like 20 minutes. It's like, I don't mind filming with people there, but that's such a small area that like 5 people, like I don't want people in the background or like, you know how sometimes people get weird, like, hey, don't film me. It's like, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just in it. But so, you know, I had to wait like 15, 20 minutes. Luckily they left, but I was just like, what are the chances? Like if I came 20 minutes earlier or 5 minutes later, I would have never known that this large group is here, but I'm here to film and there's 30 people here. But
this Saturday's video, they'll be coming out when I was filming it. I had to keep adjusting my location. The one time I'm standing, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself. Okay, I haven't flubbed my lines yet. I haven't like mentally broke. And I'm having to deal with the cars because there's the historic building and there's a major highway and then there's me. So I'm having to take breaks as the cars pass. I was standing in front of a laundromat and there's this older lady folding her clothes. And then here I come walking down the street and talking to myself or what it looks like. And she just for the longest time was just staring at me.
Yep, the awkward stare. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to relocate. I had to go a few feet. I'm like, okay, I'm disturbing the local population. I do not intend that. And I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna go over here. She's probably still staring at me, but we're not on the same line of sight anymore, so we're good.
You can still feel them though. Anytime you hold it up, you can like feel it.
You can feel
and
it.
You're just like,
I'm not doing anything wrong. I promise. I'm trying to talk about history.
Right.
GW slept here. You know, you have that a lot here in Pennsylvania. If you didn't know, we do actually have that a lot here. I've always wanted to make a sign, like a wooden sign, and I've wanted to sell it, like a craft, and it just says "Ye Old Tavern, George Washington slept here," and be like it could be a home decor decoration and go on people's doors.
Increase their visitation for sure.
It really could. I also like you've probably seen the photograph of somebody who sells a plate that says on this date and such time, nothing happened here.
Yeah, those are great. I like those. There's one in New Orleans I came across and it got me. We're walking, I forgot what street we are, but we were walking. I was like, oh, this looks like a historic house or something. I go up and I look at it. I was like, oh God, got me. Got me on the Ring camera.
Absolutely nothing happened here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it said.
Except you probably can do some research and probably find something small happened there. Maybe not majorly important, but
yeah.